What's up, what it do, cyber world? It is your girl, the one and only Ash Said It, ashsaidit.com, ashsaidit.com. Welcome back to the Ash Said It Daily podcast show. I appreciate each and every one of you guys for supporting the movement and, of course, tuning into the show. Yes, 250,000 streams worldwide. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all so very much. And you never know who may come through to the show. You never know who I may pull, from local ATL and surrounding cities. I have the pleasure of having with me my all-time favorite chef, all out of, he's a little bit of everywhere, but now he's representing the A, you know what I'm saying? My favorite Caribbean restaurant in the ATL, Chef Rob's Cafe. Chef Rob, what's up?
What's up? How you doing today?
I'm doing good, Chef. How you doing?
Can't complain. Another day, another hustle.
That's right. So, Chef, for our audience, let them know where you're originally from, where you represent.
I'm originally hail from Jamaica West Indies, Spanish Town. Born and raised in Kingston, Jamaica, okay. Kingston 11. And then, age 11, I moved to Brooklyn, New York, and that's where I really, cultured my craft of the, Caribbean, food and ambiance and just a culture all in one.
Okay, cool beans. So what did you say did you pull from? Did you pull from maybe like family members in the kitchen cooking? Did they have you helping them out? How did that start?
Well, when you grow up in the island, you have to, certain people, especially like on Sunday, you have to run and catch the chicken, brown stew chicken for Sunday dinner, and that's a real thing.
Yeah.
So, it was just, you grow up in the island, you have to learn. Everything is fast, 9, 10 years old, you're already cooking for the family. This is, back in the days, I know stuff has changed tremendously. But, it was just the culture. We have to learn fast because everything is so, back then, you didn't have your mother and your father constantly, taking care of you. So you have to pretty much fend for your own in Jamaica. So, people from the island that understand the vibe, they already know what it is, by the time you're 10 years old, you're so grown, you're so advanced, So, but yeah, it was just, just learning from my older sister, Precious, and just watching her helping out in the kitchen and, me being a greedy child, always had my hand in the pot, picking off a piece of chicken. So it just helped me cultivate the restaurant business. And then when I came to New York, I always worked in, establishment. And I always told myself, one day I'm going to have my own restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
And the goal was to, put a nice Caribbean establishment where people could understand and see it and respect it. And I think for the last 11 years, I was fortunate to open my own restaurant and making a stamp in the state of Georgia.
Yes, absolutely. So I guess my next question would be, what brought you to Atlanta versus New York?
Well, the beauty about it, I worked in Brooklyn and Queens and Long Island for a long time. And, the opportunity came up for me to work for Sean Puff Daddy Combs in the summer of 97. And, I went there and I took the job. I went and I applied, and then the guy, Marvin James, which was a chef at the same time, and he looked at my application and realized that I was a CIA grad. Mm-hmm. And the word CIA is Culinary Institute of America. It's one of the most prestigious cooking colleges in the country up in Hyde Park, New York. Mm-hmm. And he called me 7 o'clock in the morning, and he said, man, I need you. And, he said, you Jamaican, there's some goat, there's some rice, there's some beans, curry chicken, just make it work. And from then on, it was just magic. I came in and I just pretty much just took charge. And, Puff Daddy and his mother, seen it in me that, I wasn't there to be a rapper. I wasn't there to be a singer. My craft was, to cook. And that's what I did. And, people see certain things in you. And, he personally sent me, to Atlanta to open up, his restaurant, Justin's, back in 2000. Actually, 1999, we opened up Justin's, where I was the executive chef of that establishment.
Okay. Cool piece. So, what was your biggest challenge in starting your own restaurant?
I mean, Me personally, I mean, you're always going to have challenges, but the goal is, make sure that you have the right people around you. Make sure that you know what you're getting yourself into. It's going to be a lot of sacrifices. I'm talking about, family, friends, lifestyle, just everything. Know what you're getting yourself into, know what you're signing up for. Especially my line of business, the restaurant business is it's an intricate business, I see people, open up and 6 months later they close up because, especially in my restaurant business, the profit margin is very thin. But, you have to make sure that you cross all your T's and dot all your I's and make sure that you have the right people around you. Make sure you have a lawyer on deck. You have the right CPA in your corner. Just don't do anything half-assed. Just, take your time. Don't rush it. When people say go out there and do it, just do it when you feel that you're ready. And just go with your heart into it. Like Biggie say, treat it like it's your first day. And you just keep plugging each and every day. I'm at my business, 6-7 days a week. Not because I have to, it's because I want to. Because I'm the face of the business, and people like to see that, the chef he's involved. He's walking around, he's shaking hands, and he's kissing babies, and even though I'm a serious person, but people, they could tell that he's a part of this establishment. But just you got to be involved day in and day out. Try to, alleviate family. If you can, some people are blessed to have a good family, immediate family that works with you. But when you deal with, cousins and outside, it's tough. I've seen the pitfalls of businesses, not just restaurant business, but businesses. So just knowing that you have a strong support team around you that's going to help you out no matter what, and don't judge you, and that's going to listen, without, judging you. That's the key. You got to have a team.
Definitely.
A team is very important.
Very, very, very important. So with you working so much and making sure, like you said, because you're the face of the business, everyone loves to see you, when we're going in, we're sitting down, we're having a drink, we're eating the food and everything. That's good and that's wonderful. But how do you find balance in work and home?
You have to. I mean, my wife is here, my son is here. I travel. I travel a lot. So, this is part of the business that when I met my wife 26 years ago in high school, this was what I did. When I met her, I was gone for 2 weeks. I said, listen, I have to go to work. And, she's still by my side 26 years later. But this is what she signed up for.
Yeah.
People that's in your corner, they have to know and understand your craft. Like I said, you're going to have to sacrifice certain, things in life, relationships. This is what I do. This is my lifestyle. So if they can't adapt to your lifestyle and what you do, then that might not be the right person for you.
This is true.
And people and the employees and customers, they're going to come and go, like the wind. And you just have to say, you know what? It's another day in my life.
Absolutely. And when we're talking about the remodeling of the entire restaurant, what was your vision that you had in mind?
Well, the remodeling was, 10 years of, when you first open up, in the beginning, and the money was a little bit tight. So we did everything that I had to do and to get the place up and going. And I think I did a pretty good job to really represent Island, the culture, the natural wood, the colors, the feel, the music, so it really covered the island. So when someone walked in, they, without any question, they knew that it was a Caribbean restaurant, and I don't want to say Jamaican. I like to, say Caribbean because I want to make sure that we cover all islands.
Right.
Even though we're proud people as Jamaicans, we want to, don't single out the other islands. But I think after 10 years, I just said, I sat down and I was really just taking a look at the place, and it just got tired.
Right.
And, I really needed to get the lounge. Well, I really need to get the restaurant up to the lounge. Because the lounge was created maybe about 4 or 5 years ago. And it's really upscale. I mean, it's got the chandeliers and the sconces and, the fancy fans and the colors. And, it's really upscale. So when people come to the lounge, they don't expect it to be as fancy as it is. So I just got tired of looking at the same old restaurant, and I just gutted it It took me about a week or so, and we worked 6-7 days a week. We worked overnight, and we just redid everything and just did it a whole facelift. So when people come in, it still have definitely the tropical feel.
Yeah.
When you walk in, there's a big map of Jamaica, the island, and it represent all the major players, future in the past, what the island is about. And it really, makes a difference and make most Jamaicans proud, to be able to come in and say they represent the island and they represent it well.
Okay. Cool beans. So now with reality TV taking over, everybody's got their own type of show or whatever. Are we gonna look forward to maybe like Chef Rob on VH1 soon?
I've done some stuff in the past, but I'm not that type of person that want to be in front of the TV and all that. If it happened and it makes sense, without me going out there and making a fool of myself. Because I think that's what it is. People in reality and stuff, it can make you and it can break you. I've seen it happen to a lot of people. So, so I'm kind of like the face behind the scene. I'm the Russell Simmons. Thank you, God bless, and good night. That's just how I operate. Because like I said, people can uplift you, but they can tear you down when they don't get what they want.
This is true.
So, I just like to just run a nice, clean operation. Not everyone's gonna like you or support you, but at least they're gonna respect what you do. And I'm a strong believer by that. Everybody ain't gonna like you. But guess what? You gotta respect me.
Oh yeah, they gotta respect the hustle. You know what I'm saying? The food. I'm telling you guys, if you guys are in Metro Atlanta, surrounding cities, you haven't been to Chef Rob's, you're doing yourself a disservice. The food is so good. I've never gone and not left with my belly full from drink, food, appetizer. It's just off the hinges, and I think that it goes back to leadership. Chef Rob is he's always there. If he's not there, then he's working someplace else. But knowing that you have staff that is available and they hold themselves to a higher standard because they know that you hold them to that higher standard is amazing, and it's a wonderful thing to have because nowadays people are, kind of cutting corners and hiring this one, hiring that one, and people that aren't as dedicated. I can't say that about your staff. The people that work for you, that work there at the restaurant, they are always top notch, top billing, great service, amazing food. And with all that under your belt now, Chef Rob, what is next? What can people look forward to next with Chef Rob?
Well, the goal is always reinventing yourself. I learned that from Puff Daddy years ago. Always have to stay relevant. I don't know. I mean, just keep growing the brand. I started out with catering, then it, morphed into the restaurant and then the lounge and now the food truck. So just continue to keep pushing the brand and, opportunities will present itself, but you just got to make sure the opportunity makes sense for yourself and it's not defacing your brand. So, we just continue to keep focused on what's ahead of me and, when something else, definitively come in front of me that makes sense and where me staying in the same lane, then, I'll take a stab at it. I'm never afraid, to take a chance, when you're doing business, sometimes it's a risk that you have to take, but you don't never know until you take the risk. A lot of stuff that I've done, I took a risk. When I got into this business and I didn't have a game plan. I mean, I had a game plan in my head, but I didn't have a business plan. My business plan was, listen, I'm going to open this place and it's going to be successful by any means necessary. So if I have to go out there and do guerrilla marketing or whatever it takes, it was going to be successful. And I think the 11-year, that's a testament, especially in a restaurant business, because, the turnover and, the ratio of restaurant closing is so high. But I think, doing Caribbean food, I think we have a little edge because there's not a lot of options, around the city when it comes to Caribbean food.
And quality Caribbean food. Not throwing no shade. Just saying.
I think one of the goals is, as a Caribbean, as a, Jamaican chef, we, as a black business owner, we have to go a step above and beyond, to make sure that, when people come into an establishment, they don't give them any reason to, You know, in Jamaica, they call them red-eyed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they want to, talk about your business. So you always want to, take it up a step. No matter what you do, people going to talk about you regardless. You know, you might be too bougie, or you might be this, or you might be that. But me, personally, I don't worry about what people say or think, because I don't have to answer to them.
That's right.
So that's what I tell anyone that's opening their business and looking to become an entrepreneur. Listen, you can't worry about what people say. People always going to have something to say. And if they're not saying something positive to you, I don't want them saying anything to me whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
So you just stay focused and, just surround yourself with positive-minded people, that believe in you. No matter how crazy your plan or your business might seem, just listen. If you believe in me, just stick with me. If not, just keep moving.
Absolutely. And this is Chef Rob, you guys. Chef Rob, let everybody know the best way to get in contact with you. They want to reach you. They need to come out to the restaurant and fill their belly.
The best thing is to do is to come by the restaurant. It's 5920 Roswell Road in Sandy Springs. It's a quarter of a mile off of 285, on the left-hand side. We've been here for 11 years. We do, from on Fridays. On Thursdays, we have comedy. We've been pushing that for the last 3 years, and it's off the chain. Different comics come in each and every week, different hosts. On Friday, we have a brunch, $15 all you can eat from 5 to 8. And then Friday night is Grown and Sexy. Saturday is Old School with DJ King Arthur and also DJ Rollo Smith. And then on Sunday, because I'm a New Yorker, is an official New York Giants spot. So, we show all the Giants games. We show love for the Falcons too, because that's where I live now.
Mm-hmm.
But, it's the New York Giants, and it's off the chain. So, you can always, go to Instagram, which is Chef Rob's with an S Cafe, and also Chef Rob Upscale, Lounge. So it's 2 different Instagram handles. So that's the best way to reach out.
Absolutely. And we appreciate you, Chef Rob. I know that you got a tight schedule, got to get back to the kitchen, but I thank you so very much for passing through to the show and, just talking a little bit about, giving people a little bit of insight, a little inspiration, a little bit from your story. So I thank you for that, my brother. I will see you again soon, because I will be up there to, get my curry shrimp rondon, and recipes. But I appreciate each and every one of you guys for downloading the show. Thank you so very much. Keep in mind, anyone to tell you that you can't do what you want to do, you look them square in the face and tell them, don't believe me, just watch. Watch what I do. Watch me make it happen. Watch me make history. Because that's what we're doing this for. We're doing this for the history books. Social media is nice, it's cool, it's fun, but real life is so much better.